Oh, okay, it's actually going. Never mind. Not doing anything, just in video. But anyways, this is Travis. I'm Colton. Our senior project is straightforward. It's a little different from what the other seniors have done. Ours is strictly made for Linwood High School. It's going to be a ticket booth / scoreboard / little storage space, not only for ASB but for the athletics department. It's originally, the original plan was to be an 8x12 ticket booth or shed that was going to be donated to Mount Lake Terrace, but we were contacted by Rich Pettick, who said he has a brilliant idea. I said, okay, let's hear it out. And me and him sat down for about an hour, and he discussed this idea of a ticket booth. I said, okay, seems like a good idea to me. Why not? And donate it straight to Linwood. And I did bring a couple drawings with me of what we have in mind, if you want to look at them.
Cool. So when you say ticket booth, is it like when they come into, like, for basketball games, there would be a ticket booth instead of the ladies standing there with the table? Cool.
Exactly. So there I have...
Whoa, look at all this work.
Yeah, I went on Home Depot. I looked at Dunn Lumber as well, but I looked at Home Depot and it seemed they have a cheaper amount of prices for certain materials. So I looked over them, I went through all the things I would possibly need. I still forgot a few things, but for the most part, rounding the prices up to what I think would be reasonable for a grand total would be about $3,000, which I thought, okay, for something about this size, but for the purpose of it, it's going to easily make up the money that's being spent on it.
Okay, so is it something you can tear it down, or?
It's going to be portable.
Portable?
Yep. The point of this is to be strictly portable, and if we can find some way to do it, is so you can have a forklift go underneath it, pick it up, and move it. Or if it's light enough, you can have a bunch of big strong men, like let's say football players. They can pick it up, drag it to the side, so that way it won't be in the way. But according to Rich Pettick, he says it's not likely it's going to be moved in the first place. Probably just going to sit there and it won't get in anyone's way.
Okay.
Won't need to move it. But in case you do...
Now, who's Rick Pettick? Do I know who that is?
He's with
the district.
Yeah, you've seen him at football games.
Okay,
He's always
cool.
around.
And so, can it be used inside and outside, or is it just for inside use only?
It's strictly made for outside, but if you could somehow put it inside, I suppose you could. Not sure how you would fit it, but you could try.
Okay.
I haven't really thought of actually putting it inside, but it's made for outside because I heard that the ASB does not have a great way to sit outside comfortably. Like, let's say it's raining and it's windy and it's miserable.
So over in this area over there.
That's the football field, right side of the railing.
Okay. Cool. Does anybody else have any questions?
Have you considered Limbeck Lumber? The Hunsingers have all gone to high school here.
Huh?
Paul Hunsinger is a really good person to deal with. He may even give you a break on everything. Since you're an LHS student and you're doing a project, he might give you a deal.
I talked with Scott Hammond, who was our carpentry teacher as of last year. Yeah, last year. And he says he knows a guy by the name of Jim Stark, who runs Plywood Supply, and he was a main supplier of the materials that we used last year on the house. So I gave him a call. I left him a voicemail saying, here's my name, here's my project is. I'd like to talk with him sometime. And as far as I understand, he has free materials that he's willing to just donate because he doesn't have any need for them. So if he can help us out, he could take a few bucks off of this, which that's the hope.
Okay, so and so what is your request for us? Like, what would you like Booster Club to do for you? Is it something that you want funds donated, or?
We would appreciate as much money as you can donate to us. The max would be $3,000. I know it's a lot. I'm not sure how much $3,000 is with this club, but it's a lot for this project. It's really expensive because construction stuff is never cheap. But it's a lot cheaper considering if we did a permanent foundation with concrete and rebar, that'd be a whole lot more expensive. But we are requesting $3,000 to make this project happen.
What other fundraising have you guys looked into? Have you done other things?
We have we've planned for it, but we have not set it in motion because we have been talking with the Alderwood Terrace Rotary, which they told me about a month ago they would get back to me within a week of my request, but they have yet to really get back to me in time to say, yes, we can help you, no, we can't. So I'm exploring other options in the meantime until they tell me otherwise. So for the most part, they told me no, in a very indirect way. So I didn't plan because I was confident that they would help me, but I was too confident in that, and I was caught off guard when they indirectly told me no.
So, what's your time frame?
Well, after talking with my mentor and other carpentry-based instructors, teachers, they told me that if I wanted to get this done by the end of February, it might not happen because considering the size of it, and me and Travis probably need a lot more help with it because even though we have some experience underneath our belt, I don't think we can do it just off the top of our head and just doing it because we think we know it. We need to get it done professionally.
So you need to be able to start it by the end of February?
I'm hoping to get it started by at least the February 15th.
Okay.
Or as soon as we get the funds, that way we can call up Dunn Lumber, Plywood Supply, Home Depot, whoever we have to call and say, here's what we have, here's what we can offer, or we can put a bid out and see who can give us the best materials, best price, and then we take that up and we start building it on the spot.
Perfect. Okay, my last question is, would you be willing if, and we won't make a decision, after you guys leave, we'll discuss it and talk about it tonight, but are you guys willing to partner with us for fundraising if we were to help you raise some funds? Is that something that you would be willing to do as well?
Absolutely.
Okay. Do you guys have any other questions?
In your paperwork, do you have any kind of breakdown of what the money is going for?
I'm not sure if I understand the question.
Well, with this money, what are you putting it towards?
Yeah, like line item, lumber cost as much, this.
Right there.
Yeah.
If you'd like to look at it, it's all right there in the list of all the materials that I would need.
So do you have the actual plans of what it's going to look like?
Yes. I have a bird's eye view. It's very roughly drawn, but I plan to draw it very neatly by tomorrow. If not by the end of the week, I will draw it very thoroughly and lay it all out.
So as far as approvals and stuff, like the district and, because if you're going to have a structure on, school property by the track and whatever, have you gone through those ropes to get permission to have it? Because that's always a big thing too. There's a lot of red tape usually that you have to go through to get things like that. So have you guys checked into that yet?
Honestly, that was a huge concern, and it still is a concern with me, but according to Rich, he said we shouldn't have to worry about that.
Okay, so what we need to do, that's something that we would need too. That would have to be completely done for us to do the next step if that's what we vote to do. He's our athletic director. I don't know if you have anything to do with that as far as putting it's a ticket booth. It would probably be out by the track, but usually to be able to do that, there's certain steps that you have to go through with the district, with the school. The school and the district have to get together, and it's something that's usually not just I think you can do this, or you should be able to do it, or you can. It's usually a way bigger deal. So my advice to you is, by the way, you're doing an excellent job, and I think that you've done a good job presenting. So I want you to keep that in mind. But my advice to you would be to find out exactly who to go to get this moving along, so you get it signed off on that this is okay to build and have a structure on the school property.
Okay.
Because if not, then you're going to be doing all of this work. I mean, that's a lot of work and detail that you've already done. And if you're not able to do it, that would be a big bummer.
Oh, yeah.
They have really strict guidelines
really strict guidelines.
I mean,
about
we
what kids
can't
are allowed to
even,
park. Put
here's an
signs,
example, we
yeah.
can't even put signs on the fences out in the football field without permission and going through this big thing with, the district, or hang up things in the gym. They have very, very strict guidelines, so I would go find out who to talk to in the district. Mike, who do you think? Where should he start?
Well, I mean, I know he's been talking to Rich.
Rich is at the district.
Okay.
Yeah,
At the
he's,
stadium.
he's in the
He's the
athletic
one I always
department, so
work
he knows about it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if there's, the building codes and that
Yeah.
sort of thing, how
The
that
approval.
works.
So you should probably follow up with him and get it like solidified that this is, you have absolute permission to do it and have the right people sign off on it, whatever that is. 'Cause it won't be okay just for him to say, you can do it.
Right,
So make sure you get that solid. And then, and we'll discuss it, after you guys leave tonight. I think it's awesome that you're coming and you have this idea.
So,
Who's your English teacher, Coleman?
Miss Pereira.
And can we get your email address? I know you and I have talked on the phone a couple times, but your email address, that way we can correspond.
He can do that
Yeah,
sign-in
if you
sheet,
sign
right?
in
Oh, yeah.
on the sheet, gentlemen, that would be great.
All this stuff you have listed here, this
Yes.
is the one that's not gonna be donated? You said
As far as I understand, that is not donated yet. That's strictly off of Home Depot. Home Depot does not willingly give out supplies like that.
Right.
But Dunn Lumber and Plywood Supply would, as far as I
See, and
understand.
that's why I'm suggesting that you go see Limback Lumber, because they're just like a Dunn Lumber, a
Yeah.
Home Depot type of thing.
I mean, you never know. You could
Yeah.
call them up and they could say,
Yeah.
"Hey, I'll give you all of this for
What do they call that one?
$1,000 instead of
Limback,
3,000."
L-I-M-B-A-C-K.
You know what I mean? If he's an alumni here and he wants
And you
to
should
support
talk to Paul
something that you do,
Huntsinger.
you never know. So it's really, that's always a good idea to exhaust those kinds of resources. And you do really good at presenting, so be confident and say, "Hey, this is my senior project. I have a dream. This is what I want to accomplish. It gets to stay at the school. Da da da. Sell yourself. I mean, you
Yeah.
did a great job with us. You can do it."
Yeah, and it's not like I would even try to pocket any leftovers. Any leftover funds, if there was any at all, would be going straight back to you guys.
Yeah, and just so you know, like what we would have to require for the Booster Club, we would have to require receipts for all of it anyway.
There
So
has to be a paper trail.
yeah.
That's what a senior project would require us to keep it anyway as
Yeah.
proof that we actually did it in the first place.
Yeah.
But I would call that Limback Lumber, like you
Yeah.
said.
And his
Couldn't hurt.
name is Paul Hunsinger.
I'm gonna write
And he
write
was
write yourself a
always
note.
been a big contributor to
Yeah.
the school. We're talking big.
That could save you like
And, you know,
$500
and then,
or something.
And
you
have
never
him
know.
look at your list.
More.
And make sure he knows too that if he's getting this donated for a sports thing, can't he use the Booster Club ID for donations for the tax credit for the company who donates?
No, because it's his senior project,
senior
so
project.
it's not.
Do you
Uh,
guys
the-
have a tax ID or something for things like this?
We would have to look into what the district maybe could provide, because it's something that is, but it wouldn't be something that comes through if we end up contributing, I don't know, it would depend. If we ended up contributing funds towards it, and he ended up giving, us a break on it, then maybe there's a way that we could do a tax credit because it was actually funds that went towards the project. But anything that we're not putting funds towards the project, or it would be, like say if we did $500 or $250 or whatever, we could do it for that amount, for whatever amount that we contribute. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if it's $250 worth of lumber that, you know what I'm saying, that we buy $250 worth of lumber, that $250 maybe, we would have to check on that for sure. So why don't we do this? You're on a time frame. So, my suggestion to you would be go back to Rick and tell him, I need to get the proper things going, and then contact that person and see what you can do as far as getting your price down as far as you can.
Okay.
Sell yourself. Go to Dunn Lumber in Linwood, if Dunn whatever, go to these places, say, this is who I am. This is what I'm doing. It's for my high school. It's my senior project. They have things. A lot of companies, they're looking for these kinds of things to be able to do. So that's what I would do, and I would, maybe what we can do is get back to you within this week, and then if you can give us answers as soon as you find out from Rick what he says, let us know. Email. You have Alex's email, right?
Yes.
Okay, so email Alex. Just let her know where you're at and finding out that information, and then we'll also get back with you.
Okay.
And I think for us, we would need to know more information before we could make a good decision on it, but we'll still discuss it. But yeah.
Awesome.
I like the idea. I think it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I would, because like when we do fundraising, we go to all the local businesses. So I would go to anybody who you think you could benefit your project. Explain yourself, and a lot of them, 50, 100 here and there, adds up.
Right, and that 50 or 100 would be helping
Yeah.
quite a bit.
So, I mean, I would definitely do that. I mean, that's how we fundraise.
No.
It's all through the community and.
One of the things you might run into, though, I don't know if we can house money for that, because we really can't. Because they're not going to want to, go here and sign your name on a check. They're not going to, or give you cash. So that's another question to ask Rick. Is there a fund, somewhere that you can stash money that you get, where they could actually make it out to the school district or something like that? In this instance, it's not something that we could collect on behalf of the project, just based on what it is. So you need to find that out. You need to find out if there's a
I'll
way.
bet you there's a Edmond School District. I'll bet you there's a
There's got to be
go
a way
through
to
Edmond
do
School
it,
District.
where they can collect the money.
Or
And
if they're
so
just giving supplies, if they're just
Yeah,
giving
they-
lumber.
yeah.
That's easier.
Donation of supplies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just say we'd rather have supplies than money, cash, really,
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll talk to Rich as soon as I can get him on the phone. I'll call him up tonight as me and Travis are heading out the door.
Okay. Cool.
Leave him something, asking him for proper documentation for the school district to say, yes, it's okay to put it there in the first place.
Perfect.
Because I know he says, again, he's told me before that it should be just fine. The district won't care if you put it there, but it seemed really iffy to me. Does he say it's okay?
Yeah.
Even with his permission, even though he's one of the
Usually
big
there's a protocol, usually. So perfect. And then just let us know.
Okay. Well,
Thank you guys so much.
I do appreciate your time.
We
though.
appreciate your time.
Thank you.
You did a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Oh, God.
See? Bonus. You didn't have to say a word. Uh-huh. You didn't have to say a thing.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Heart's beating really fast.
Are you putting that on the...
Oh, yeah, I am putting this on YouTube. Because I can, that's why. Come on. Oh, Travis! Come on. Come on, dude. Ah.
You better not put that on.
As proof of this documentation, yes, this is Linwood. Ha ha! Hey, we gotta get every single bit of proof. This is proof at its finest.